Okay, great. So we are here for Breathe and Balance class today. It's a 45-minute class. My intention is, since we're in like the latter half of the week, my intention is to make this a really purposeful, a little bit of a slower moving class. So not a restorative class, not our full on power yoga flow, but kind of a really nice mix in between. So I hope it's a good way to kind of shake off the first 4 days of the week and reset for your Thursday, Friday, and your weekend. So we'll start in a comfortable seat. When you guys are ready, I'll meet you on the mat. So options to sit, a comfy cross-legged seat is just fine, or if you're more comfortable sitting your butt back on your heels, that's also fine too. And you can even try both and see what feels better. Once you find your seat, pull the fleshy part of your cheeks away from your sitting bones and release your hands to your knees, palms up or down. Close your eyes. And just be here for a moment. I read this morning that we're here to be, we're not here to do. And I think oftentimes we get stuck in all of the doing and what do you do for work? What do you do with your life? What is your career? What do you do? Versus who are you? What's your character? Who are you here to be? So taking some time today to slow down and to really be present and to be okay being right here without doing things and checking things off of your list. Today we're going to practice the breath. We're going to take a 4-second inhale in, pause for about 4 seconds, and send our exhale out with a kind of sound. So it's kind of like a whoosh, kind of a release, a really nice exhale sound. So that's what we're going to work on for our breath today. And I'll talk you through it as I demo it. Sit nice and tall, pull your belly in, just tuck your tailbone so your lower back is not extended and curved out. Really tuck your tailbone under. Draw an inhale in through your nose for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it out. At the bottom of your exhale, start again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good. Now that you kind of have the hang of it, let's keep this cycle going. I'm going to practice with you. Letting your breath be audible, letting your shoulders soften with each out. Really allow your belly and your ribs to expand as you inhale. Don't constrict the belly. Really flow freely. Really add as much air into your system as you can, drinking up as much oxygen as possible. And if you lost track, just start again at the bottom. Inhale for 4 seconds. Pause, holding that breath in for 4 seconds and exhaling with a sound as fully as you can exhale. And try not to panic when you're holding your breath in for those 4 seconds or when you're exhaling completely. Sometimes the bottom of the exhale, you start to get a little bit of panic because you feel like we can't breathe. But a next inhale awaits you very soon after. Try and strike a rhythm. We'll practice for about 30 more seconds. Inhale for 4. Pause for 4. Exhale. Beautiful. Release this breath. Maybe flutter your lips. You want to take a couple of gentle neck rolls side to side. Beautiful. And then remove whatever you're sitting on. Get it out of the way. Make your way to downward facing dog. Really moving with purpose today. Bring your feet at least hip width apart. Spread your fingers wide. Look at your hands. Good. Kind of shimmy your tailbone and your ribs from side to side. And then soften your heels down as you press your hands away from your heart and melt your heart towards the front of your legs. For the rest of class, I'm going to be asking you to breathe in and out through your nose. Steady, even breaths. You don't need to count seconds, but inhale through the nose, exhale out the nose. So the intention of today's class is to really bring your system into balance. We're going to be doing some poses that balance your hormones, balance your mood. So it should feel pretty good. Inhale, look forward, baby step to the top of your mat. Bring your feet hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, grab opposite elbow and fold into a ragdoll. Let the weight of your forearms and your head draw your upper body down. Put equal pressure into your toes and your feet, toes and your heels. Good. Let your chin draw towards your chest, releasing some tension in the upper half of your body. And then release your hands to the floor, heel toe your feet to touch. Sweep your arms to the sky, gaze at your thumbs. Bring your hands to prayer and heart center. Good. And set an intention for your practice today. When you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips, release your hands to the floor, release your head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a high plank. I invite you to drop your knees for this first one, lower all the way to your belly. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 2 full breaths here. Be right here. We have plenty to do, but that's not our focus. Our focus is on being here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Step to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Gaze is down. Open heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way high. Gaze at your thumbs and fold forward on your exhale, hinging at the hips. Release your hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, find a high plank. Moving through a couple of sun salutations. You can drop your knees or lower from here. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Cobra means your legs are on the floor. Up dog, they're not. Downward facing dog. Good. Sun A. We will do one more. Inhale in your down dog. Exhale, soften your heels to the mat. One more breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, look forward. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, sweep high. And fold forward on the exhale, hinging at your hips. On the inhale, halfway lift, fingertips to your shins, gaze is down. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Drop your knees or lower from here, halfway. Hug the elbows into the ribs. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. So some classes we move through our sun salutations faster, but today I'm really looking for purpose, for being, for presence. And sometimes that can frustrate us. We want to move and go and do rather than be still. We'll try to be still. Use your breath as your anchor. Inhale, look forward. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Gaze at the thumbs. Tadasana. Release your hands by your sides. Bring your big toes to touch. Tuck your tailbone down. And sit down in your chair. Sweep your arms high. Squeeze the inner thighs and the knees together. Reach the fingertips away from you. Soften your shoulders down. Keep your breath steady. Good. One more breath in. Long breath out. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Option to drop your knees or lower from high plank, halfway. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to hip height only, toes facing down. Soften the left heel, press the hands away from you. Keep your hips square. Flex and point your right foot 3 times. Good, and then draw the right foot all the way forward. Spin the back heel down, warrior 1. Sweep your arms to the sky. Arms right, hands right over your shoulders. Gaze up at the space between your hands. Turn your pinkies in towards each other. Sink into the right leg, 90 degrees. Hold it here for a few extra breaths, igniting some heat in the body. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Right knee over right ankle. Open to warrior 2. Sink into that right leg. Gaze over the right middle finger. Soften your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Shoulders over your hips. Beautiful. Strong arms. 2 more breaths. Don't be frustrated staying in warrior. Be present. One more inhale. On your next exhale, fold forward over the right foot. Find a high plank. Pause. And then lower halfway. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the hip height. Press through your left heel and soften the right heel down. Press your hands away from you. Good. Finding distance, even in your down dog, from your earlobes to your shoulders. Flex and point the left foot 3 times. And then step the left foot forward. Warrior 1. Spin your back foot down. About a 45-degree angle. Reach your fingertips towards the sky. Trying to draw the right hip towards the inner left thigh. That will help you find that squaring action of your ribs and your hips towards the top of your mat. Hands, shoulders, hips in one line. Gaze the space between your hands. Keep sinking into the left leg. You're doing great. Warrior two. Strong arms. Gaze over the left middle finger. Stay 90 degrees with the left leg. Reach both fingertips in each direction. Reach them away from you. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips back. Steady your breath. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. On your exhale, fold forward. High plank. Good. You can meet us in down dog or drop your knees and lower half or all the way to your belly. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 2 full breaths. Starting to feel the backs of your legs open up. And it's a daily task, right? Even if you practice every day, you're going to be opening up the body over time. It's not like just unlocking a door and then all of a sudden you're super flexible and your legs never feel tight, your hips never hurt. It's the daily work that matters. Showing up on your mat, working through the tightness and the stuck points in your body. Inhale, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your big toes to touch. Find your chair for 2 breaths. Scoop the tailbone forward, reach your fingertips towards the sky, soften the shoulders down. Purposeful breathing here. Beautiful. Bring your hands to prayer and come to a stand. Step the left foot back halfway. Pointing your left toes about 2 o'clock. Keep your hands in prayer. Square your ribs and hips to the top of your mat. Inhale, gently drop your head back. And exhale, slow as you can. Fold forward with your hands in prayer, drawing your forehead towards your right shin or knee. And you can keep your hands in prayer or release your hands to either side of the right foot, tented fingers or flat palms. The right hip tends to bow out and forward. Draw the right hip back into its socket. Draw your chin towards your chest. Release your head. Pyramid pose. Good. Leave your left hand planted on the inside of the right foot and roll your right arm up towards the sky. Revolved pyramid. Stretch the right arm tall, right out of the socket. Beautiful. Gaze to the right or to the right thumb. I'm gazing just to the right. It takes a lot of mobility to really draw that gaze up towards the right thumb. Keep pulling that right hip back. And then release both hands. Step the left foot forward. Sit down in your chair for 2 breaths. One more time. Scoop your tailbone forward. Reach your fingertips away from you. Hands to prayer. Stand up. Straighten the legs. And step the right foot back halfway. Toes facing about 1 o'clock. Good. And this time you can keep your hands in prayer, thumbs pressing into your sternum, or you can take opposite elbow, take some kind of arm bind behind your back. You can grab opposite elbow, opposite wrist. You can interlace your hands, or take reverse namaste. I'm gonna grab opposite elbow. And then inhale, press your belly, your chest forward as you gently drop your head back. Exhale, fold forward, keeping the arms bound as best you can. Drawing your forehead towards the left knee or shin. Drop the top of your head towards the left foot. Keep drawing the left hip back. Press firm and strong into both feet. These are your anchors here, your feet. One more breath, your arms down, soften the shoulders down. And then release the right hand, tented inside of the left foot, and roll the left arm up towards the sky. Keep drawing that left hip back, and send your gaze to the left. Revolved pyramid. Find space in the middle of your body. Inhale, add more oxygen. Exhale, one more breath in. Exhale, release both hands to the floor. Step the right foot to meet the left. Bring your feet hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, fold, grab opposite elbow, take a ragdoll, noticing how this feels different than your first one. You can gently rock from left to right or just hang out and stay still. Then we're trying to restore balance to the body today in terms of your mood, your hormones, your emotions, also the physical body. When we restore the physical body, we can restore the emotional body. Forward folds are a really good way to restore balance to our systems. And then release tented fingers to the floor. Turn your feet out at a 45-degree angle. Sit down into a Malasana squat. Bring your hands to prayer. Using your forearms to gently press into the inner corners of your knees. And just open up those knees a little bit more. Soften your booty towards the floor. You can always sit on a yoga block or a blanket. Grow tall from your pelvic floor all the way up your spine to the top of your head. Press your palms into each other. Gaze down the tip of your nose or even close your eyes. Malasana squat. I'm saying this because I'm expecting, if you happen to be expecting, Malasana is incredibly safe during pregnancy, but if your baby is breech and you're past 36 weeks, it's not recommended. The only disclaimer for Malasana. Good. Really press your feet into the floor, press your palms together, come all the way up to stand. Heel toe your feet to touch. Draw your hands by your sides, palms open. Tadasana, tailbone down, chin parallel to the earth. Find a corset around your belly. Pull the belly in and up. Good. When you're ready, draw your right leg to tree. You can bring it to your calf or your inner thigh. Hands to prayer. Keep softening the tailbone down, pulling the belly in and up. And you can stay right here or lift the arms to the sky, sending your gaze towards the ceiling. Beautiful. If you fall out, come back in. And then slowly release your hands to prayer. Release the right foot. Release the hands. Tadasana. Find instant stillness. Send the tailbone down. Grow tall through the crown of your head. And then bring your left foot to tree, calf, or inner right thigh. You can always use a wall for support. Bring your hands to prayer. Stay right here or sweep the arms to the sky. Ease up to the space between your hands. Soften your shoulders down. Open your heart. Strong, stable tree. Try not to sway. Stay stable in the right leg, imagining that as your tree trunk. Really strong and tall. Release your hands to prayer. Release your left foot. Good. Step to the top of your mat if you're not there. Bring your toes to touch. Inhale, sweep your arms towards the sky. Gaze at the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from the hips. Release your hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step to a high plank. Drop your knees. Lower all the way to your belly. Be a full cobra. Press your hands into the mat. Relax your butt. Relax your legs on the floor, drawing the top of your head towards your booty. Holding here for another breath. Squeeze your elbows into your ribs. And then press back to a child's pose. Spread your knees nice and wide, sit your booty back on your heels. Soften your forehead to the floor. Enjoy this child's pose. Be right here, finding your breath, tuning in to inhales and exhales through your nose. Softening your hips towards your heels, trying to relax in the booty, the low back, and your outer hips as much as you can. If your jaw is clenched, unclench it. Keep softening your chest towards the mat. And one at a time, walk your hands under your shoulders. Press flat palms into the mat. Press your face off the earth and gently come to stand on your knees. Beautiful. Hips right over your knees. And let that movement of arriving and lifting from child's pose, let it just settle. Sometimes that can make us a little dizzy. Bring your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Send your tailbone down. Start to press your hips forward over your knees. Press your thighs forward. Draw your elbows together. Gently drop your head back. Camel. Keep your gaze towards the sky. Relax your head and neck. We're going to do 3 sets of camel. So for this one, stay right here. And for every set, you could just take this variation. And then slowly come all the way back to the top. Sit down on your heels for a breath. Come right back up, standing on the knees. Hip width apart, hands to your low back. Inhale, press your hips, your thighs forward over your knees as you draw your elbows together. Your head is the last thing to drop back. Press everything forward, forward, forward. Squeeze the elbows together. And if you'd like, release the right hand to your right heel. Stretch the left arm up towards the sky. Keep pressing forward in the hips. Reach with the left hand. Beautiful. And then bring the left hand to the low back and the right hand to the low back. Come back to stand on your knees and then sit down on your heels for 1 breath. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale back to stand on your knees. Hands to your low back, last set. Press your hands into the low back. Press your thighs, your hips forward, forward, forward. Squeeze the elbows together. And if you like, release the left hand to your left heel. Stretch the right arm up towards the sky. Keep pressing both thighs and hips forward. Good. Find length in the side body. Press the belly and the heart forward. Lifting through the chest. Good. Then bring the right hand to your low back, your left hand to your low back. Come to stand on the knees and sit down all the way on your booty. Bring the soles of your feet together. Make a diamond shape with your legs. Pull the fleshy part of your butt cheeks away from your sitting bones. Good. Take your hands, hold on to the inner edges of your feet. Good. Hug your elbows in towards your chest. Inhale, grow tall through the crown. And exhale, slowly start to lower from the belly. Whenever you feel yourself rounding, stop right there. Lowering from the belly, then the chest, then the heart, then the forehead. Trying to fold with a straight spine. And then gently start to draw your forehead towards your toes. You can find a gentle tuck of your chin to your chest. You'll feel the difference between folding with a straight spine or folding with a really round, curved spine, almost like an angry cat. You don't want to fold, or like a gargoyle. You really want to fold with a straight spine. I know that you're not a pretzel. I'm certainly not. But it's just kind of that image of like, almost like the letter V shape closing on top of each other. Top half folding onto the bottom half. You can leave your hands resting and your arms resting on your shins, or you can stretch your arms forward to the floor. Keep softening the outer hips and your glutes. If you're finding yourself clenching your jaw, or if your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, open your mouth really wide, stick your tongue out, release that tension. It will help you release in the hips and the low back. Just kind of cool. Walk your hands to your feet, lift your heart, growing tall. Good. Bring your legs out to a wide straddle or a straddle. Doesn't need to be the widest straddle. Again, pull the fleshy part of your cheeks away from your sitting bones. Your shoulders should be over your hips. Flex your feet. Good. Bring your tented fingers right in front of your pelvic floor. Again, find the engagement of plugging the sitting bones into the floor, growing tall from your tailbone to your crown. And when you're ready, start to walk your hands forward. Same concept, lowering from the belly first, then moving up, right? Belly, ribs, chest, then your forehead. Not hunching or rounding. If you find yourself hunching or rounding, pull back and stay where you are. This is a work in progress, these forward folds, right? You can send your gaze out in front of you. Gently draw your elbows in towards your ribs. You'll feel this in your inner thighs. Also give you a nice stretch in your low back. You can always fold onto a pillow or a blanket or yoga blocks. Exhales really are your best ally in forward folds. They help you release, they help you stay focused, they relieve tension from your body, which will help you go deeper into the folds. And it's not about being the most flexible, it's about finding the release in your body that you need. We've got 10 more seconds here. Keep breathing. And start to walk your hands towards your pelvic floor. Draw your legs together. Give them both a shake. Good. And then bring your feet to the floor. Hold on right behind your knees. And slowly lower all the way onto your backs. Hug your knees into your chest or into your armpits. You can even hold on to the outer edges of your feet. And take a happy baby. Draw the feet towards the sky. Soften the low back into the mat. Good. Release the left foot to the floor, cross the right ankle onto your left thigh. Interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Flex the right foot. Relax your left foot. Just kind of let the left leg hang out. Working on the outer right hip and glute. Flex the right foot. Press the right knee forward. Using your interlaced hands to create that bit of tension where you're holding onto the back of your thigh. So you're not just flopping forward, but there's a little bit of resistance for that right leg. Keep pressing the right knee forward, 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 softening the low back into the mat. Reclining pigeon. Release the interlaced fingers and switch sides. Bring the left ankle to the right thigh. Interlace your hands one finger over behind the right thigh. Relax the right foot. Flex the left foot and press the left knee forward. All the while melting the low back into the floor. Again, if you find yourself clenching your jaw or your tongue stuck to the roof of your mouth, release that. You can open your mouth really wide. Help you release the tension. Slowly release the interlaced fingers. Take a happy baby one more time. Grabbing onto the outer edges of your feet, softening your low back into the mat. And then stretch your left leg out long. Draw your right knee into your armpit. Give it a big, big, big squeeze. Really trying to draw that right knee all the way up to your armpit. Feel your low back, your whole back, pressing into the mat. And when you're ready, draw your right knee across your belly for a supine twist. Reaching the right arm to the back corner of the room. Send your gaze to your right hand and let your left hand rest on your right knee or thigh. And if supine twist isn't comfortable, you can just stack both of your knees, stacking the right on top of the left. In this case, you'll still get that S curvature of your spine. Soften the right shoulder down. Take some deep breaths. And slowly draw your right knee back across your belly. Give it one more squeeze into the armpit. And send your right leg out long. Draw your left knee into your left armpit, wrapping both hands around your shin if possible. Give it a big squeeze in and up. And stretch that right toe away from you to get that nice stretch in the right hip. And then draw your left knee across your belly, your left leg across your belly, releasing it to the right side of your body. Rest your right hand on your left thigh and reach the left hand to the back corner of your room. Send your gaze to the left. And again, a supine twist with the right leg outstretched is not comfortable. Stack your knees, left on top of right. Send the gaze towards the left hand. Soften the left shoulder. Then draw the left knee across your chest. One more big squeeze into your armpits. Good. And then send both legs out long. Bring your hands to your hips. Just gently rock from side to side on your glutes. Just rolling the hips open a little bit. Just kind of rolling back and forth, left to right. From your left cheek to your right cheek. Good. And then when you're ready, stretch the legs out long. Let the feet flop open. Let the arms splay out, palms facing up. Shavasana. Take rest. We'll take at least a minute here to absorb your practice. You've definitely earned it. Be here, be still. Be proud of yourself for what you did today.